Good morning.
Hey, Brittany. How you doing?
Pretty good. I know it's
I
not morning for everyone, but we got a GM.
yeah, we're starting a little late here, but and we have a lot to get into. But I went to the Comedy Cellar last night, and it's almost Halloween. It's Friday. I wrote a few jokes for the community. What do you think? Should I hit those before we get started, or no?
I'm always down for some good jokes, so let's hear them.
Okay, well, you asked for it. So, do you know the acronym for an NFT that's not on Stacks?
No. What is it?
JPEG.
Okay.
So Brittany, have you ever tasted the Stacks blockchain?
I can't say that I have. Have you?
I tried it recently. It tastes like mint. I wouldn't recommend it though.
How come?
It gave me congestion.
Ooh,
I
sensitive.
know that's harsh. All right, last one. What? I got two more. What do you call a Bitcoin maxi that just discovered Stacks but still doesn't get it?
Silly.
Mad maxi.
Mad Maxi.
All right. We'll end on that one. Before we jump in, you have to settle one debate though. Is it Bitcoin DeFi or BitFi?
I would say it's just stacks.
Ooh, that's good. That's better than what I had. Let's go with that. I know we've got a ton of amazing people here. We've got updates from across the ecosystem. Can you give us a quick preview of what we're in for?
Yeah, so a lot going on. There's a lot of major happenings in Stacks. Stacks enables smart contracts on Bitcoin. And so let's kick off with Bitcoin DeFi. We've seen stacking pass $1 billion in total value locked recently. We also saw the launch of Arcadico this week, which brings yield farming as well as a stablecoin asset to Stacks. Stacks NFTs, that's another huge category, from Stackulants to Megapont Apes to Bitcoin Pizza to Bell's Witches. Stacks NFTs are blowing up. If you haven't gotten one yet, go check it out. There's everything under the sun under there. And then one of the third big things in the ecosystem is just around the Stacks Accelerator. So the Summer Accelerator, we've seen these teams bring their products to market, including Arcadico, Alex, StackSwap. We'll hear from them today. And there's been millions of VC dollars that are dropping into these companies. So people get it, and this ecosystem just continues to expand. So just wanted to say more ways to get involved. Here at the Stacks Foundation, we're supporting the community. You can apply for grants or the residence program. You can work on Stacks improvement proposals, which are around our technical pieces. We got some really cool SIPs, so check those out. And you can join the community in Discord. There's great conversations, whether you're an OG or you're new to the ecosystem. Please jump in there with any questions, ideas, or ways to get involved. And lastly, I just have to make a plug because our residence program, the residents that are preparing will be presenting on Tuesday. So join us on Crowdcast for that. But now I'll hand it off so you can hear from all the builders.
Thanks, Brittany, and thanks for the jokes. Always fun to start with some laughs. All right, up next, everyone knows that we've had such an explosion of Bitcoin NFTs on Stacks, so I am happy to introduce Mark and Jamil to give us the whole rundown of what we've been seeing recently.
Hey, everyone. Thanks so much for the introduction. As we know, it's been a big month for Bitcoin NFTs, I think bigger than any of us have expected. Even just 2 months ago, stxnft.com didn't even exist at all. And 1 month ago, our marketplace wasn't there. But over the past month, across all platforms, we've seen over $1 million in Bitcoin NFTs minted and traded across all of these different platforms. And, Mark's Megapont NFTs have already traded over $200,000 in volume in a matter of days. And that's not even including the original minting fees. So the space is evolving really quickly. We're seeing an explosion of, sorry about not being on camera. For some reason, I'm having some technical issues with it. The space is exploding really quickly, and we're seeing the emergence of new standards and new developments in the space. Mark will talk about some of that a little bit more too. There's a SIP proposed by Friedger for new metadata standards. And we also have a bunch of upcoming releases. We have the Sigil Explorer Guild. We have the Arties coming up. We have a whole plethora of new NFT releases coming up. So it's been a big month for Bitcoin NFTs, and I'm excited for the future. And I'll pass it off to Mark to talk a bit more about it.
Hi everyone, thanks for having me on the show. So we've recently launched our NFT project, Megapont 8 Club. I'm sure there's some of you in the audience, which is great to see. And to be brutally honest, we've been absolutely overwhelmed with the interest in the project and the hype around NFTs on Stacks. As many of you are aware, we had our public sale yesterday. We had some issues trying to, I guess, guesstimate the congestion on Stacks and how long a transaction would take to go through. And we launched our public mint a little bit early on, and it sold out in a couple of minutes, right? Which I think is testament to the interest of NFTs on Stacks. And as Jamil alluded to there, I think we're most excited about the community as a whole coming together to standardize some of the aspects of smart contracts. So whether that comes from metadata or ensuring that contracts themselves have the ability to act as their own marketplace, which is vital for us to get past that step of custodial marketplaces and really move forward towards community-driven projects where your ownership of your NFT is your key into that community.
Thanks, Mark. And thanks, guys, for the presentation. Any other things about Bitcoin NFTs on Stacks that you want to plug?
I'm really excited for the upcoming drops, in particular Explorers, which I think has some great Satoshibles vibes going on there. I think it's an absolutely amazing project, and I can't wait to see where they go. And bridging the gap between NFTs and a SaaS platform is quite interesting. So everyone should go check out Explorers if they're looking for a project to jump on top of that's yet to mint.
Yeah, I agree, and it's so amazing to see the rapid development in the ecosystem and community. We started with, for example, just art and just people sharing their amazing work, and now we've seen people like Mark build up communities and new use cases for NFTs. I haven't seen a space develop this rapidly so quickly anywhere else. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of the Explorer Guilds, I know some of you here are excited for the NFT giveaway that we're doing for this town hall. So shortly, we're going to share a link to a survey that you should all fill out. And the NFTs that we're giving away are actually from the Cycle team, very much in the style of the Explorer Guild's artwork. So that's really exciting. And we've also got some really cool Halloween themed NFTs from the Stackulence team. So I'll share that link soon, and we'll let you all know who's getting those NFTs after the town hall. But thanks, guys. For up next, we've got an overview on Bitcoin DeFi. We've got Chente from Alex, Philip from Arcadico, and Sungmin from StackSwap. So whenever you guys are ready, take it away.
Hi, this is Chente. Thank you for having us. First time here. It's really nice to see everybody. Alex stands for Automated Liquidity Exchange. We like to say that we are second daughter. Philip's Arcadico is the firstborn. We are the secondborn. And we are the complete B5 year stack. So we like to say that bring your Bitcoin to life. That's Alex. Launch new project, earn interest, rewrite finance, reinvent culture. So that's us. So we'd like to give you some update. We are not yet on mainnet. We had a very public testnet start in October 10th. So we are now a little bit more than 18 days into our testnet, and we have some statistics to update the community. So number one, we have already more than, I think, 14K of community members on the Discord. So Discord is our home. Is Alex Go, so very easy to find us. We have more than 15K of Twitter followers since the testnet launch. The Discord is interesting because in the beginning, October 8th, it was just Rachel and myself, my co-founder. But now we have more than 14K. It's a very lively community. So update on our testnet, 18 days. We have total more than 13,700 invitation code already sent, and more than 3,000 community members already have finished the test, and they have our testnet token. And the fail rate on Faucet is really very stable, so it's less than I like to say 1 basis point, which is 0.01%. And we are sending now every day more than 1,500 additional invite code. We encourage everybody, many of you already have our invitation, we encourage you to really use your invite code. We want you to come to break. You know, with so many bug reports, we are improving ourselves every day. I want to use the last minute to really give a shout out to Artico and also Philip. Because you were the first join, we really stand on your shoulder. Whatever you are experiencing is a very valuable lesson to us. Having said that, Alex already booked not just one, but 2 external audits. The first one will be with Coin Fabric starting November 8th. The second one will be Lease Authority starting December. And also, as you could see on Twitter and Discord, we are teaming up with Savita and Hank and Jeff. You know, with due respect, this is the builders that I know that are very, very strong. Quoting Assyria, they are coming to bullying our protocol. And I told him that I don't like bully. So he said, okay, we're poking around your protocol. So that's the second thing we are facing ourselves with. The third thing is also we are talking to insurers such as Big Go and Insure Ace to go into this route about insurance. Again, platform risk is not zero. We all know we are doing our best. And again, give our biggest respect to Philip and the team who has handled this incident really tremendously well. Textbook perfect. Thank you. That's from me.
Awesome, thanks. Yeah, quick update on the Arcadico side. So I guess everyone more or less knows what we do, but for those who don't, we are a stablecoin where your collateral earns a yield. So usually you deposit stacks in an Arcadico vault. That stacks is earning you a yield, and at the same time you're borrowing against your stacks position, meaning you mint a stablecoin called USDA. We launched last Thursday, the 21st of October. Great experience. Our TVL was rising rapidly. We had a really great launch. I think there's over $7 million in USDA minted at the moment. I guess addressing the elephant in the room, we had a little exploit that was uncovered on Wednesday night. About a little less than 10% of what was being traded on our swap, because we have a swap component as well. A little less than 10% was uncovered to be in the process of being stolen, but we stopped that attack. We shut down the swap, and now we're working with governance to consider next steps. So if you're in the community and you want to participate in governance, you own some DECO, so our governance token, come to our Discord. There's 2 new channels where you can participate in terms of next steps. One governance proposal is upgrading the swap. We already batched it, have a pull request and review, so that's going on very rapidly. Another is recovering the funds, and then there's a few proposals around there. But I think all in all, the damage was minimal. We were really quick to react. We're very optimistic as well. Nothing in terms of our stablecoin is being vulnerable. That's all fine. And I think if you look at the stablecoin its first week, I'm really pleasantly surprised. You saw this dynamic peg. Sometimes we went under peg, sometimes we went over peg, as is to be expected because it's a soft peg. We cannot control the exact dollar value. It went all the way sometimes to 1.16 and all the way down to 0.97, but arbitrage in the markets resolved that really nicely. So I'm really happy overall to have launched Arcadico. Look forward to the next steps, working with the community and moving forward to get the swap fully operational again. But we are super confident. Again, the damage was minimal, and next steps and improvements will be discussed soon. Join our governance, and looking forward to have you all. See you on Discord.
Thanks, Philip. And congratulations on the launch and for handling everything so well. All right, Sungmin, you're up next. Right, we can hear you now.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Sungmin from StackSwap here. As the name suggests, we are laser focused on DEX. We've been a bit under the radar for some time because, I don't like laying out grandiose plans without having enough actual implementation done, but people have been telling me that we've been too quiet. So we'll try to have some balance from now on. To share the progress so far, our audit is done by an internal member of the foundation, then by an external auditing firm, and a couple of well-known developers within the Stacks community. Some did informal reviews, while others did more in-depth. Everyone was very helpful, and we've learned a lot through the process, especially on how to optimize the runtime. We have swap, pool, farming, staking for voting, market forecast, along with the one-click token launchpad and listing done. And our weakest point, design, UI UX, is about to improve since we have the new hire starting this week. Some front-end optimization were suggested internally, so we are making some changes while we wait for the liquidity to arrive. If it still doesn't come in time, we'll probably go ahead with what we have internally. We've been testing how the forecast algorithm is doing with STX price binary prediction, meaning we predict whether the price will go up or down in 2 days, every 30 minutes. It's been doing about 55%, which I think is better than anything else in the world. But from the end user perspective, perhaps it may or may not be good enough. Anyway, our AI is learning, and I have confidence it will improve over time. We'll issue NFT tokens to significant contributors of StackSwap to get exclusive access to the forecast algorithm results, which is still a bit experimental, but should have some value. We will announce our official launch date next week. Thank you.
Up next, we've got Patrick to give an overview of CityCoins and everything that's been going on with Miami Coin. Patrick, whenever you're ready.
Hey, how's it going? Just coming on. Hey, good morning, GM. Patrick, I'm the community lead at CityCoins. CityCoins allow you to support your favorite cities, and they generate revenue that the city didn't have to tax from their own citizens. And you can program them, you can create NFTs with them, and we're going to get into just a bit of what the updates have been thus far since the CityCoin launch. Cool. Move the sidebar. Cool. So the first CityCoin was Miami Coin. And after about 2.5 months, the city's reserve wallet has earned over $20 million. Now that number oscillates, so like it might go up to 22 million, it might go down to 17 million. But as it stands right now, the city has enough revenue to airdrop about $40 worth of Bitcoin or Miami Coin or Stacks or any crypto or whatever to every citizen in their entire city. So Miami is like becoming this like oil producing country as a city, which I think is like pretty neat. In that they can give their citizens a direct benefit from having this natural resource. I think someone else's mic is on, by the way. Cool. Some Miami Coin updates. The block rewards. We had essentially our first like quote unquote halving. There was like a bonus period for 2.5 months for Miami Coin where 250,000 Miami Coin were emitted every block. And now it's down to 100,000 Miami Coin. And that's not yesterday. Sorry, this is slightly old. That was like a week ago. And so every 4 years now, the emissions schedule will have, or the emissions will have, just like Bitcoin, just like Stacks. And you can see like the mining throughput. It's kind of hard to see here, but the mining throughput in the first 10,000 blocks in dollar terms has been thousands of dollars every 10 minutes. So it's been like pretty healthy. Sorry, one sec. There's been almost 2,000 miners that have mined Miami Coin. So like really like this has been like a huge community sort of effort, and yeah, and it's still holding up strong. So the next update is Ken at Express Wallet integrated Miami Coin, which is fantastic. Really appreciate that, Ken. So now you can just you have Miami Coin on your iPhone or your Android, which is amazing. Also, just from the press, we're on the front page of the Washington Post. we're on Fox Business, CNBC, Fox Business a few times, CNBC Nightly News with Shepard Smith, New York City, New York Mag, and Yahoo Finance. It's pretty cool. And Mayor Suarez has been on the Pomp podcast talking about this. So definitely check out Pomp podcast number 673. You'll see his excitement. The other update is that not just Stacks NFTs are booming, which is incredible, and will continue. We're looking forward to buying as many Stacks NFTs as possible. But Miami Coin NFTs are also launching. Sorry, this image is not reflective of a Miami Coin NFT, just an image. But in the past week, over $30,000 worth of NFTs have been sold using Mint with MIA, which allows people to essentially mint NFTs with Miami Coin, which is pretty awesome. I want to thank Jamil from stacksnft.com for enabling that. There's an event coming up. It's like a Art Basel event for Miami Coin in December 3rd. That the Andre from the community is putting on. That's another update. And then that's going to be in Miami. I think there's like 100 tickets. They'll probably be sold out pretty soon. And then lastly, the community is still like very focused on making Miami Coin more, essentially making Miami Coin amazing. But they're also looking at other cities that they want to launch CityCoins in, because the ecosystem actually becomes more powerful. Like the individual coins become more useful when you can trade them with other cities. If you can't exit a city to enter another city, you have more limited utility than you otherwise would. It's like a CityCoins ecosystem is way more fun than a solo city ecosystem. So people are looking at New York City Coin, Austin Coin, and San Francisco Coin right now, and the voting is literally happening right now in the CityCoins Discord, which you can go to at chat.citycoins.co. So that's all from me. Thank you for letting me present, and looking forward to the rest of the presentations.
Thanks, Patrick. Thanks for that great overview. Up next, we've got Larry.
BNS working group. That's our native Stacks naming system. And we're looking at putting together a group of people who are building on BNS, who are interested in building on it, and sort of like having a group that's focused on what features it needs, how to move it forward as sort of an independent portion of the ecosystem. So we're having our second meeting next week on the 4th of November. I'll drop a link in the chat if you want to get involved. Some of the things we're thinking about discussing are restoring some of the functionality that we used to have in BNS back in Stacks 1.0. So one account owning multiple names that will enable things like marketplaces, non-custodial marketplaces, where a smart contract can act as a marketplace for names instead of having to have like 500 smart contracts. Right now, one smart contract can only own one name. Another thing we're looking at is restoring the ability for namespace creators to earn registration fees instead of burning them. That was something that we came up with several years ago as a way to incentivize someone who creates a namespace to develop that into an ecosystem. And that feature was removed for regulatory reasons before our token sale. But now that we're decentralized, I think we can add it back in. I think that would be really great for developing the ecosystem. Another thing we're talking about is updating BNS to support SIP 009 NFT standard, which would make it easy to trade names on Stacks, just like you trade any other NFT, which would do a lot for interoperability in the ecosystem. And finally, there's a proposal we're considering to sort of like a BNS 3.0 that would enable a world where namespaces are governed by smart contracts. So right now, namespaces are really just sort of like different price rules for different names, but they don't have any semantic difference. So we're talking about a proposal where you could create a smart contract and it would register a namespace, and that smart contract would govern how names could be registered. So you can imagine a world where some smart contracts actually have an oracle, and that oracle sort of manually approves names in it. That could be for like sort of a private use case, or you could have a world where maybe you need to use certain NFTs to be able to register a name. Really sort of like the world, like universe's potentials here. Yeah, so we really want to see particularly other projects in this space getting involved in the working group. So I'll drop a link in again in the chat. Please follow the instructions to join the event, and hope we'll see you there. And let's make BNS awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Larry. All right, Jude, are you on?
Hiya, folks. So just full disclaimer, I can't hear anyone. Audio bullshit on Linux. Well, you know, story of my life. Anyway, time for the blockchain update. So the biggest thing we have going on right now is we have a breaking change in the pipeline that should be going live, hopefully end of November, called SIP12. I'm going to drop the link right here in the chat. It is SIP012.xyz. That contains both the description of what the SIP does, as well as the way to vote to activate it. You see, because it's a breaking change, we can't just ram it through. That's not the way that things are done around here. Whenever we have breaking changes, the set of stacks holders, specifically the ones who are stacking, are the ones who vote to activate it. So if you haven't done so yet, please visit that website and carry out a vote for either a yes or a no to activate. The SIP does three things for us. It increases the block capacity significantly now that we have better data on how well the Clarity VM performs. Unfortunately, it has to be a breaking change for two reasons, because of the second and third changes it makes. The second change it makes is it doubles the IO capacity for indexed reads and writes. This is thanks to some recent work that's happened in the blockchain to make that faster. Well, now we have more capacity to play with, and so we need this breaking change to capitalize on it. And the third change it makes is if you're a smart contract developer and you find yourself doing things like storing lists of data, like long lists of data into data maps or data vars persistently, right now the VM is billing you for the maximum length of the list as opposed to just the data you're storing. SIP12 changes that, so you're billed only for the length of the data you're storing. So it lets you build far more efficient smart contracts. So the end result that we should all see if SIP12 goes live is that block capacity can go up by a factor of either between 2 and 10x or so, depending on what smart contracts are being invoked. I know that some early work has suggested this will especially be beneficial for like NFT projects, for projects like Alex and Arcadeco. So we need to get to 60 million stacks voted for activating. That's twice the highest stacker, and that's the yes threshold. And we also need to reach a threshold whereby over 2/3 of the votes for yes, over 2/3 of the votes are for yes. So again, if you haven't done so yet, please go ahead and check out that link. And sometime between now and third week in November or so, the details are in the SIP itself. Please go ahead and cast a vote to activate it, and we'll be able to make the congestion go away, at least for the time being.
All right, thanks, Jude. I know he can't hear me, so up next we've
got
got
the link one more time here.
Walker, whenever you're ready.
All right, wonderful. Well, it's always great to be in these town halls just to get a sense of, you know, everything that's happening in the community. I just want to give some updates from Hiro's perspective. So as Jude mentioned, obviously we are very invested and motivated in supporting the SIP12 network upgrade. From Hiro's perspective, some of these issues on the blockchain directly translate to developer satisfaction or dissatisfaction. And so we're doing everything that we can to support that. Outside of the network upgrade itself, you know, obviously the issue of blockchain scalability is top of mind both for us and other entities in the ecosystem. Jude didn't mention it, but he published a prototype for app chains a while back, which is live on the testnet. I know some projects are exploring that, which is great. This foundation also published a blog post about sort of, you know, how to think about scalability. Munib also has something written there. All that to say is we envision a world where there are multiple solutions for scalability and with very explicit trade-offs that applications and users can opt in. And so Hiro also intends to work on a solution that we're calling subnets. The work around SIP12 has taken up a lot of our time and energy this quarter. So this quarter we plan to publish at least a detailed design and sort of implementation plan for subnets. We had hoped to actually bring something live on testnet before the end of the quarter, but that might slip into early Q1. But that's definitely going to be one focus area for us. Outside of the blockchain proper, we are continuing to invest in other other tools for developers. So the first one is the API, where on our hosted instance of the API, we have seen traffic double over the last 4-5 months. So we are we've already done a bunch of work to improve the scalability and performance on the API, and we'll continue to do that. We have also been conducting some user research on NFT use cases and what sort of functionality would be useful for both NFT developers, for wallets, as well as marketplaces. And so expect to see some NFT functionality coming into the API in the coming weeks and months. One area that we have been unable to invest as much as we would like to in the last 2 quarters is Stacks.js and just TypeScript SDKs in general. That's something that we're trying to change now. We have a working group that's kind of brainstorming what a TypeScript SDK should look like from first principles, and then we'll publish a plan for Stacks.js based on that, and so really give it the love that it deserves. So we're hoping to spend a lot more energy in that area. On Clarinet, we're working towards 1.0 sort of general availability release for Clarinet this quarter, and part of that is going to be adding some within crypto overall in terms of the end-to-end lifecycle management for smart contracts. Other things that you may have seen that are happening on the wallet side, we're working to bring ledger support to the Hiro web wallet. It's a very, very frequently asked for feature. It is a bit more complex than we had originally anticipated, so we're working closely and diligently on that, and you can follow the progress along on GitHub. We're also working to bring fiat on-ramp support directly in the web wallet. So, if you install the web wallet, you should be able to get STX as soon as possible. And so we're exploring different ways of making that happen. On the Explorer, big sort of impetus this quarter is to really just improve the performance and visibility. Right now, when things don't work on the Explorer, or there are performance issues on different browsers or different platforms, we just don't have enough visibility. So we're working to change that. And then there's more sort of standardization of and better display capabilities. There's obviously lots of ideas on things that we can add to the Explorer, but we need to have a strong foundation to build on first. And then finally, we have a new sort of effort internally to really focus on the end-to-end developer journey. So when developers first encounter Hiro products, what is their experience as they progress, as they discover different tools, and so we're looking at the whole process, the whole pipeline, if you will, there, looking at documentation, technical content, tutorials, samples. And so we have a team that's really just focusing on that journey now. And you'll start to see some of that play out in the coming weeks and months. Most immediately, we just announced yesterday that we have a separate documentation site for Hiro products, and the docs.stacks.co site will basically focus on network and community-oriented documentation, less about Hiro documentation. So hopefully that creates some clarity as well. That's it from my side. There's lots more going on, but I don't want to take up any further time. If you have questions and feedback on roadmap for Hiro projects, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. And obviously you can find us all on Discord. Thank you.
Thanks to Walker for that comprehensive update. Up next, we've got Andrea from the Stacks Accelerator.
Awesome. Well, hello, everyone. And first of all, super excited to hear from our DeFi teams from Cohort 1. I'm basically just here to let you guys know that on behalf of the Stacks Accelerator and Fund, we're ready to launch applications for Cohort 2. So if you had heard about it before, this is going to be our second round with, we're going to be looking for 25 teams to accelerate over the course of 3 months. And basically applications will be available for you to start checking them out on the stacks.ac website. You can also check us out on Twitter at StockStartups. And then if you have any questions or anything comes up in the process, you can also reach out during at the Accelerator channel on Stacks Discord. Just in general information, we are looking for teams that are going to be, of course, building on DeFi, building DeFi NFT or Web3 applications. And yeah, so feel free to hit us up on any of those channels if you have any questions. Most of the information is available on the website. And if you haven't had the chance to check out some of the teams that got to participate in Cohort 1, you can also check that out on the web. That you heard from some of them here. And if you attended demo day, you got to see them there as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it on our end. We're open to receive any of your questions, and we hope that you apply.
Thanks, Andrea. Really looking forward to seeing applications come in for that second cohort. Up next, we've got updates from our chapter leads from Turkey and India.
Hello, everyone. I am Şahin. I am one of the Turkish chapter lead. Before I start, I want to celebrate Republic Day of Turkey for Turkish viewers, actually. For Q3 achievements for Stocks Turkey, we had 2 exchange listing. One of them is biggest exchange in Turkey, name is BTC Turk. Stocks token got highest trading volume in BTC Turk, and after several weeks, we became the #1 trading volume in all stocks ecosystem, actually. So we are proud of it. I leave it to Ömür.
Hello everyone, I'm Ömür from Stocks Turkey chapter. I'm leading Stocks Turkey with my partner Ali. I want to talk about our works for spreading user-owned internet mission in Turkey in Q3. We are organizing AMA events in biggest Turkish communities to promote stocks and stocks technology. The last AMA was happened in Binance Turkey. Binance Turkey is biggest cryptocurrency community in Turkey, and our AMA was very productive. More than 2,000 members joined our community after this AMA. We was very happy, and we are also organizing AMA events with local projects like Arcadico. These projects are built on stacks, and with the Arcadico AMA, we introduced Arcadico to Turkish community by translating their papers, and we want to make more AMA events. In Q4, we're going to accelerate our localization works, and we will create our digital NFT studio for Turkey. And we will launch our NFT collection soon. Looking forward to it. Thank you.
Thanks, Ömür. Thank you, guys. Really exciting stuff happening in Turkey. Now I'm going to hand it over to our Stacks India chapter leads.
Namaste, everyone. Great to be here. Thanks for having us. I'm Salibra, one of the chapter leads for Stacks India. Abhijoy is my co-chapter lead, and we started the Indian chapter back in April with a tiny community. Over the couple of months, probably 6 in total, with guidance of Jenny and Lewis, we have grown to 1,000 followers on Twitter and around 300 plus members in Telegram. The engagement level has also gone up significantly on these socials. So thank you.
Right.
So yeah, thanks, Saurabh. And if I may add a little bit on that as well. So over the last 6 months, we have also listed on one of India's biggest exchanges, WazirX. And a lot of that was thanks to Lewis's efforts to push for a big exchange. And we have also started to hit $1 million daily trading volume marks for INR trading, the INR pair, which was not seen previously. So that's another great thing that has happened in the last few months. We have done a few engagement activities with a few influencers as well, where Marvin had joined, Lewis had joined as well, Divakar has also joined for a few AMAs and interviews. And if I can give an example, one of the last AMAs that we did with WazirX, we saw about 1,500 questions that were submitted in only 10 minutes. So about 2.5 questions per second. So the Indian engagement levels have gone up a lot. The awareness has gone up a lot for the STX token, as well as building smart contracts on top of Bitcoin. So that's one of the great things that has happened. And over the next couple of months as well, we want to continue on this effort. We are already engaging with a few YouTubers and with a few influencers. And we have also started to discuss with WazirX as to how we can start doing meetups in various cities, and that will have Stacks India and Stacks banner as well in those events. So that would be a good marketing and PR opportunity for us. And we won't have to spend a lot of money on that as well. That's what we have been promised by WazirX. So let's see how that goes. So yeah, so thanks to you, and I should give thanks to Wilson from Block Survey and Roshan from GoSats as well, because they have been two great examples for the Indian community that you can build a startup on top of Bitcoin and you can write on top of smart contracts on top of Bitcoin. And seeing them, a few coders and a few developers have also started to contact us to ask how they can become a part of Stacks Accelerator and how they can create startups on Stacks as well. So these are a few promising things that have started to happen in Stacks India chapter.
Our goal is to launch, mentor, guide at least one more Indian project from India within the next 2 months. So for that, we are working with a team of talented coders who are handcrafting a 3D PFP-based NFT project called Namaste Punks. I'm in fact wearing a T-shirt of Namaste Punks. If you can just see it.
Just stand up and show them the T-shirt.
Yeah. Yeah, is it visible now? I guess so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the team is working hard at this as we speak, and in fact, Abhijay and I would be joining another meeting soon after this to discuss the further details. And if we can wrap up a journey and the road ahead, the Indian chapter is looking vibrant with new folks joining in and engaging every day. If it hadn't been for the chapter grants, we wouldn't have gotten this far. So thank you so much, and namaste.
Thanks, guys. So much exciting stuff happening in Stacks India, and I can't wait to see more about Namaste Punks for the community. Really appreciate your work there. Up next, we've got Haz.
Thanks, Jenny.
Yep, no problem. Up next, we've got Haz to give an update on the Advocates program and some of the stuff that's coming for governance on Stacks.
Hey, everybody. Haz here from the Governance Lab, as we call ourselves. We have been working on the Advocates program, and I think we have been on the down low for a bit because this is an experiment that we've been really excited to bring to the community. The Advocates program is just as it is, Stacks advocates, people who advocate for Stacks. This has to be undefined. Nobody should define what this is, right? And this is built into the design. Advocates is transcending a mobile workforce to become a place for Stacks maxis, as I like to call them. Not to conflate that with Bitcoin maxis or anything. I'm not saying anything against it, but it's a place where Stacks, people who love Stacks can recognize each other's labor and get rewarded for it. It's a free-form space where people will get rewarded for their contributions to the ecosystem. Like, think PRs, people who make open source requests, open source pull requests. These people do not get rewarded. With Stacks advocates, they do. People who translate some articles. We have the people who are translated for Chinese, people who are translated to Turkish, to Russian. We have not seen that get rewarded or recognized anywhere. And this is what we're trying to do. It's an experiment in community cultivation in Stacks with a vision to scale the whole ecosystem. I invite you all to check the Advocates DAO category by going to start here and getting yourself the Advocates, the DAO and moderation role. The benefits for the community, it brings benefits to the community where members are empowered to go further than advocating for Stacks through, social posts, through or translations, which are advocacy work that we have right now. but we see a vision where advocates could give feedback on grants to just present the community voice to the grant committee. It's and I know I might be using this word disingenuously, but it is a DAO. It is decentralized. Nobody controls the advocacy program. It is autonomous. There is no one entity that controls it, and it is organized. It is a DAO of community members who are engaged in all parts of Stacks. We have people who are working on NFTs like Dan Trevino. We have people who are working on blockchain, stacking, and everything. Freaker, we all know Freaker. And we have chapter leads like Omar, who we have seen right now. And we have governance people like Harold and myself. We are Stacks advocates, first and foremost. And we're excited to bring this experiment to the community. This is part of our work in governance, and I think this is a good segue to get into our governance work. We're excited to say that we are applying to the residency program as to become full-time governance researchers and developers. And we have been thinking about this for a long time to how to build these bottom-up systems which represent community voice, which takes into consideration all the needs of the community and brings them to a reality. We are working on community DAO decision making. We're working on delegation tools so that you can have a representative, which would help people make decisions which would have the community make decisions, to empower itself. And we're working also on app chains, POX Lite tokens, and all of that. And we're excited to bring you all to the Stacks community, bring you all more and more work. Thank you so much. I should end with this.
Thanks, Haz.
Hey everyone, I'm Betty, and for those of you who don't know me, I started out working with Blockstack before the Stacks 2.0 launch, and since then I've been the China chapter lead. And today I wanted to give you a bit of an update on the Chinese market. I've been working with various entities in the ecosystem on growing their product in the Chinese market, and it's actually astounding to me how much the ecosystem has grown since Stacks 2.0 launch earlier this year. We now have teams from all over the world, some of whom are actually growing the product in various regions, various markets around the world, including China, which I'm super happy to see. We also now have Chinese community members who have built their own products, have started their own Stacks communities, and we have advocates who are advocating Stacks online and offline. Some of you probably have heard that right now there is regulatory uncertainty in the mainland China region, but that just means that we need to work a little differently, we need to adapt, and we will continue to work with partners who operate in the region to make sure that as we continue to operate, we are abiding by the evolving situation with the regulations. And today, I actually wanted to announce something very special. Stacks China will be launching a limited edition NFT series called Stacks Pandas on, of course, the Stacks chain, secured by Bitcoin. There will be 888 unique pandas. 2 of them are going to be super rare and legendary, so 2 lucky people will be minting those. And of course, minting is random. So we will be having a pre-sale very soon, and we'll be running a giveaway right after that. So if you are interested, please follow us on Twitter at SDX China, and I look forward to connecting there.
Hi everyone, it's good to be here. It's a very special town hall to us. Stacks Pakistan has finally turned one. It turned one this November, start of November. In this 1 year, we've seen this ecosystem evolve by leaps, and we've thoroughly enjoyed being part of this exhilarating journey. We began Stacks Pakistan with little awareness of blockchain and no crypto regulation whatsoever in the country. But even then, the chapter grew rapidly, and now as we have a sizable community of developers and crypto enthusiasts that are believers of Stack per se. Today, I can easily say that we have about 44 ambassadors raising the Stack's flag in their respective educational institutions, 15 industry partners supporting us in our advocacy efforts for crypto regulation, and 32 Clarity developers developing smart contracts and contributing to the ecosystem. Most recently, in the past quarter, we've achieved some milestones, some very significant milestones. Our second blockchain hackathon was a major success with participation of high-end coders from all over the country. It was a 3-day event on where we educated them on the stocks, on the Stacks blockchain, and then they built products in a bone-crunching time span. The top 20 finalists are currently undergoing Clarity trainings, preparing themselves to contribute to the Stacks ecosystem in effect. Another important achievement that I must mention is the Explore conference, Explore 1.0 conference, which was Pakistan's first blockchain conference, a 1-day event where we had speaker sessions on Web 3.0, NFTs and the future of Stacks in Pakistan, along with a smart contract exhibition celebrating the blockchain technology in the local landscape. That was pretty much the theme. The event was attended by over 150 developers, and it helped us spread the word across the nation. So it was a pretty good event. One important mention that I must make is of our 44 brand ambassadors who were trained in the Stacks Summer School on the basics of blockchain, Clarity language, and marketing skills for them to be able to sell Stacks in their respective educational institutes. The outcome has been fabulous. We've recently set up the Stacks student chapter in one of the most leading technology schools of the country, actually the most leading school in the country, where students will be conducting awareness activities of Stacks ever so often. I mean, I expect that to happen almost every bi-monthly, to say the least. This is just the start, and this is only going to grow from here on. Now, what we're up to is building a network of artists to bring them to Stacks NFTs, a new space for us all together. But we're excited to see how this pans out. I thank you very much and hope to see you in the next town hall. Thank you. Take care. Have a good day.
Hey everyone, it's Ken from CityCoins Labs here. I'll give a quick update for Xverse Wallet. In case you missed it, we have now exited beta and the app is live on the app stores. The next feature we're working on is connecting Stacks apps to the wallet via an in-app browser. We're hoping to roll out the feature in the next few weeks. Also, CityCoins Labs is hiring. We're looking for a mobile engineer or a full stack engineer and a UI designer. So if you're interested, please reach out to me via email at ken@secretkeylabs.com. Thanks.
All right, thank you everybody for joining us for the town hall. This faceless voice who's been talking to you the whole time is Jenny, in case you're wondering. For those of you who were interested in the NFT giveaway, please fill out that form. I'll send it one more time in the chat. We also have some updates from some folks who couldn't make it to the town hall today, so we'll be sharing their video updates. So we've got an update from Betty from Stacks China, as well as Ken from Xverse. I know they've got some really good updates coming out of their communities, as well as an update from Stacks Pakistan. So we will share their videos and their updates on Twitter and elsewhere. But if you have any other questions, you know where you can find us in Discord. And have a good weekend, everyone. For those of you who are celebrating, happy Halloween. Thanks, everybody.